Hey there, Mikey's crew. It's Michael Loudon here,
And Kathleen.
and we're going to talk about the 2023 Midwest Gaming Classic. We're going to talk about our experience with it, and we're going to show you off our pickups that we got from the Classic as well. So we had a lot of fun at the Midwest Gaming Classic this year. And first off, before you think, oh, this is all a video game convention, it is not. When we first went, I would say in 2016, it was more of a video
game convention, yeah.
And it was not at the Wisconsin Center like it is now. So when we first went, it was at
The
Sheraton over in Brookfield, Wisconsin. And the
everything was set up in the parking lot. So
the vendor hall was set up in the parking lot.
Most of it.
Yeah, and that was not as big. So it's like, think of like a tent you see selling like fireworks, in a parking lot during the summertime.
Or a Geek Garage Sailor.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. And inside then they would have their pinball games and computer games and console games like all set
lunch.
up. And I think they might have had some board game, like a board game area to play in there too, but that was it. Now they have a lot of different things. Their board game area was huge. They had tournaments for a bunch of different games. Wingspan came to mind because that was like the first thing at the top of the list, and we've played that before.
With our friends, yes.
And they had like a chess tournament set up.
That was interesting to watch, like looking down on them.
They had I don't know what it was called, but they had like these like swords, but they're not like swords. They're like more like plushy type swords where you would battle your friends.
It was called Nightlight.
Yeah.
And I really didn't get that one, but.
And they had panels you could listen to, people, talk about video games, talk about other different things. They had wrestling matches going on there.
That's good. That's
that was loud.
That was loud, and that kind of startled me a little bit here and there and everywhere.
And they had music there. They had the Harp Twins there. So that was cool to meet them. There were also a couple of drummers that were twins as well. There, and I think they were all playing together at a different point on the main stage that was out just off from where the vendor hall and like the video game museum was. There was like replica cars that were there. So there was like the DeLorean, there was the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo, there was the old Batmobile, there was the Ghostbusters Ectomobile, Jurassic Park vehicles, Wayne's World vehicle was there, Knight Rider.
Yep.
So there was lots of different things for people to do. Lots of pinball games set up. So they got old pinball games. You had more modern, newer pinball games as well. You had older arcade games set up. You had new arcade games set up. And all the arcade games were on free play, so you didn't need to have quarters for them as well. So that's really cool. There was like the main arcade area. There was some other separate ones as well that you could go check out. They had the World Nintendo exhibit. I thought that was really fascinating to see.
I thought it was pretty cool too.
Yep. They had like a display set up where they had like a Zelda display off on one side. They had a spot where it looks like you could buy like Super Nintendo, Game Boy games. And if anybody remembers like the old kiosks that you might see like in Toys R Us, where it would display Super Nintendo games that had like a panel below, like where if you pushed it, something on the video screen would come up above previewing that game you pushed. That brought back a lot of memories from watching that.
Well,
I'm like,
for him mostly.
I'm like, oh, let's look at Super Mario All-Stars. Boom, there it is. It's like, I remember watching that. We're watching Super Mario 3 as well. They had lots of different consoles you could play. They had like Halo 3 set up, I think, in like the main game area, and they had like all like the old consoles dating back from like Pong systems all the way up to the new ones. They had like Steel Battalion areas set up, Quake LAN games set up, a bunch of different games as well, where you could use different peripherals like the fishing rod for the Dreamcast, the light gun for the PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Sega Master System, which Kathleen played that one. She played Safari Hunt on there.
And that was my first time playing that.
Yeah. So they had the Virtual Boy as well. Lots of different cool things. We listened to one panel on Saturday, which had Adam Korlick, John Riggs, John Hancock, Mr. Rightway, and I'm sorry I forgot the other guy's name. But I
can't remember.
I think yeah, it was a group of 5, and then on Sunday we listened to the Video Game History Foundation, which was Kelsey Lewin and Frank Cifaldi. Like I said, we went around the vendor hall, which was probably where we spent the most time. Not probably, it was definitely where we spent the most time.
On Saturday, yes.
Because usually we've been through the vendor hall before we even had lunch before. We would get through the whole thing, and it's not like we were rushing through it. We got through it before lunch. This time it's like we did half of it, had lunch, came back, did more of it, went to the panel, came back and finished it. And that was at 7 o'clock we finished it with like a break for the panel and lunch, like I said, which was a total of about 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we were there from 10 to 7 basically in the vendor hall. So minus 2 hours, so like, say like 10 to 5, 7 hours going through there. And afterwards, very, very tired from walking around, looking at things all day. So I recommend definitely bring a water bottle with you and stay hydrated.
Bring shoes, for sure.
So yeah, like I said, lots of fun. Got to meet Mr. Rightway for the first time. Met John Hancock again and John Riggs, and had some conversations with each of them. All very nice.
Oh yeah.
Great to see them all again.
Can't wait to see him in October.
Yeah, at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of fun. Everyone was nice. Conversations with a lot of different people. Great time, great experience. Kathleen, you got anything you want to add?
Well, it was kind of a rocky start at the beginning, but when we were going to leave, but...
I don't want to talk about it because I didn't feel well, let's just say that.
He wasn't feeling the greatest, so... But other than that, everything pretty much went what he said, so...
We got there was a long line. We had pre-ordered tickets, and we got at the end of this line. It was very, very long. I'm like, oh man, we're going to be here like a while. No, we were through it in like 10 minutes, getting up to the front. And there was actually someone coming past the line too, like asking if, for people's tickets so they can give you your wristbands right away as well. So you didn't have to like wait too much longer in line. They had a big, like Donkey Kong looking inflatable too, so that was pretty cool to see. So they had people playing, like I said, music there throughout the day. Lots of food options as well.
Jersey Mike's came back.
Yeah, they've been big support of the Midwest Gaming Classic, so I was glad to see them back. In the vendor hall, there's lots of food options. There was like pizza,
which smelled delicious.
Yeah. I'm not sure what other options were, but I know definitely there was pizza.
Yeah.
As well, and you could get.
You probably had like chicken.
Yeah, probably.
Hot dogs, burgers.
There was places also you could buy drinks, and so you can walk around like drinking a beer or a pop while you're like looking for things as well or having fun. Tournaments going on as well. So I think there was a Tetris tournament. There was pinball tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there was like a Wii Sports home run challenge tournament going on. I didn't do that one because I played the Wii Sports trying to hit the home runs before it. And I don't hit a lot of them unless it's like in the actual game really. But just doing like the pitches just seem to go too slow, and I don't have the time. I don't have the timing. To do it, I guess. And Tetris, I'm not even great at Tetris, so I don't even want to do that tournament.
Yeah.
I would be out within like the first round.
They also had an air hockey.
That's right. I forgot to mention they do have air hockey there as well. So I think they had like air hockey tournament. I think they had pro and amateur tournaments going on. There's just so much to try to describe what's going on. If you want to go to the Midwest Gaming Classic, check out their website. To see what they have, to see at least what they've offered in the past. So from this year, and maybe that'll help you decide whether you want to go next year. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They have a Friday preview night, and then they have Saturday and then Sunday. And you can buy like a weekend pass, so you get a little bit of a discount if you buy both for Saturday and Sunday combined, which is cool that you can get a discount. If you just want to go one day, that's perfectly fine as well. Sunday is the cheaper day if you do want to happen to go on that day. They had the voice of NBA Jam there as well. Tim Kritzlau, I think is his name.
I believe it.
I should have actually stopped and said hi because I really love NBA Jam and think he's in the voice of NFL Blitz as well. So, yeah, I really love playing those games, and his voice is just so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mortal Kombat cast, I believe, was there as well. You could have met and saw them. We didn't happen to do that. I mean, like, I think they were the ones that were in the movie that were there.
Where
So
were they staying?
I don't know where they were staged, but I know that there were some people from Mortal Kombat there. So that pretty much wraps up what we wanted to talk about. Now we'll get into the main part of I forgot to give you this game to show off as well. Now we'll get to the main part of the video, which is the pickups part of the video. I'll show you what I got. Kathleen will show you what she got. And I'll go ahead and start with, I'll just do the stuff that's non-gaming related. Well, it's gaming related, but it's not video game first. So I'll show off an item, and then Kathleen will show off an item. So first thing I'll show off is I got the Donkey Kong Country 2 strategy guide here for the game for the Super Nintendo. Donkey Kong Country 2 is one of my favorite games on the console, and I'm definitely glad to be able to get the strategy guide for it, even though I already know, I've already beat the game, although I haven't collected, like, say, all, like, the coins to go and beat, like, the bonus area.
Oh.
So I guess this could help me find the things I would need to help get that, to get the coins so I can get to the bonus area.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and show off something next. I just start with, like, the non-gaming stuff, I guess.
I got to a booth and they had cross stitch. Cross stitching is one of my favorite items to do in my free time, and so I got 2 cross stitches. They're Animal Crossing related, and so it's a cross stitching kit. So it comes with the needle, the frame, the fabric, and the threads. And so I thought this was pretty cool. And she's also off of Etsy. Sugar Bee.
I think it's on the bag. If you want to show the bag.
Sugar Bee Plays is her tag on Etsy. So, and I looked her up. She has really cool stuff. So, and they're also, some are Animal Cross related and others are different. So she doesn't always have video game related cross stitches. So that's pretty cool.
And you can follow her on Instagram as well.
Yeah. Which I still gotta look her up on that one.
Alright, so I got another strategy guide here. This one, I think it talks about reviews for NES games, but it's the NES Game Atlas. This is really cool as well. I've got the Super Nintendo one already. I found that at like a game store previously, so I'm happy to be able to add this. Whoops. Oh, I didn't realize some of the pages were falling out in here. Maybe that's why this thing was a little bit reduced in price.
Probably.
Because it was only like $10, so that's probably why maybe this thing was a little bit cheaper than what it actually was.
Oh, maybe more pages are gonna fall out.
Yeah, I'll have to put that back together later, I guess. So Kathleen, if you want to show something off, go right ahead.
In the vendor hall, they had a booth that had Animal Crossing related plushies. So I went back Sunday to look for a leaf, or to look for the money bag, and the money bag sold. So I got this on Saturday with 4 Amiibo packs, and I got this guy on Sunday. And so I thought they were pretty cool to find. And you also can find these guys on Amazon, from what I learned. So.
Alright, and then the last strategy guide I got was the official Nintendo player's guide. This one, I think, also talks about NES games and talks about like reviews for them as well. So another cool one to add. This one's not losing pages, thankfully.
And if you can see them, like I'll think of the whole out a little farther. Those are my Animal Crossing amiibo cards. I had 4 packs, and I got 2 new cards out of the 4 packs. So
I think we have under like 70 to go for like a complete set. So that's pretty cool. It might become more advantageous to get the individual cards and get the packs at this point, since we bought 4 packs and only got 2 new cards.
I thought about getting 2 more packs and then seeing what I got, but Michael said no on that one. So
Yeah, what a spoil sport I am.
but that's okay. I mean,
Okay, now I'm into video game stuff, so I'll start with the older stuff and move on up. So I got an NES game. Haven't really gotten an NES game in a while. But I got Tom and Jerry, the ultimate game of cat and mouse.
That would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Michael picked this one up for me. It's The Muppets On With the Show, Game Boy Advance.
I think the only Muppets game we're still looking for is the Monster Adventure game on PS1, which is a little bit, it's definitely a hard game to find, and it's not cheap either. Okay, so I'll now move on to Super Nintendo, and I'll start with this game. I'll try to go from what I think was like most expensive to like least expensive. Actually, if I'm going to do that, I better start with this one.
Yeah,
So I got Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. I've heard this game is not the greatest. It's okay, but controlling Roadrunner in the game is kind of hard, and the levels are kind of designed weird. So we'll see how much I like the game. But it's a Looney Tunes game, so I like Looney Tunes. So I figured I'd pick it up. I'm definitely not a fan of every Looney Tunes game, so the ones I don't like I've sold. But we'll see how I think of this one.
Haven't really gotten any Nintendo ones or Super Nintendos, but that one. I like Harvest Moon a lot, and so I got a Harvest Moon Save the Homeland
For PlayStation 2.
for PlayStation 2, and so I'm excited to try this one out on PS2s. So. You know, clean up a little.
Okay, so next one is a sports game, and you're probably wondering why I wouldn't have showed this one off first. Well, it's not. I think it's according to the Ultimate Super Nintendo Guidebook, which Pat Contri wrote, and that's what led me to getting actually a lot more Super Nintendo games on my list, because some I didn't know about or didn't, read into them about. But with that book, I was able to read some reviews and figure out what kind of games, other kind of games I'm looking for. This is kind of I think this is Uncommon game, and it's a Super Batter Up. And I like, old style sports games. I have quite a few, so we'll see if I do enjoy this. This was one that I think ended up at least getting like a 3 or a 4-star rating, probably a 3-star rating or a 3.5 star. If it was like below that, I was not even going to consider it, but because it got that and it's okay, I figured, well, I'll give it a try. I don't remember every rating because there's a lot of games in that book.
Like I said, I love my Harvest Moon, so this is for the GameCube. Harvest Moon Magical Melody. So I'm excited to try that one out.
And I've heard that one's actually pretty good too.
So.
Okay, this next game, actually the next 3 Super Nintendo games I'm going to show off, I've actually had every single one of these before. And we'll see if I end up keeping them again. This one, this is a really, really clean copy of Wario's Woods. So this is like a puzzle game. Kind of think of, maybe like Tetris where things are dropping, but you have a character, I think Toad, and you're able to move them around and match them up and get the things to go away, and you're battling someone on the other side. If you watch Double Jump video games, this is like one of Ryan and Jess's like favorite games to play. And like I said, I played it before. I wasn't great at it, which is why I probably got rid of it, but we'll give it another chance. That may have been the NES version that I had and not the Super Nintendo version. I can't remember which one I did have. The NES one, I guess, had some other like kind of weird things that were just a little bit different, but the Super Nintendo one's the better version, so we'll see if I enjoy this one better.
I picked up a lot of DSs and 3DSs for Nintendo.
Get your 3DS games because the eShop is closed, so game prices will go up on them.
And I had Jewel Master Cradle of Egypt, the first one, and I was excited to find Jewel Master Cradle of Egypt, the second. And I really love playing the first one, so I can't wait to play the second one.
And the thing is, like, puzzle games, like, especially, like, ones that get sequels, it's just weird that they get sequels first off, and they end up being, like, really obscure and can be hard to find and can really be high priced. This was not one of them, but, like, I know there's ones like Puzzler World, which they made, like, different versions for, like, each year.
Yeah.
And they just got more obscure, and people didn't buy a lot of them, so they really went up in price. This isn't one of them, but I just want to say that about some puzzle games. Okay, so this next game I actually had before as well. I sold it. I don't think I really gave it much of a chance. I probably played it for a few minutes, but I did actually have some fun with it.
Yeah.
But probably because I didn't really play it a lot, that's why I kind of got rid of it. And that's Uniracers, which has been kind of going up in price a little bit. It's like $15, $20 now. When I originally got it, it was probably like $5 to $10. But it's a pretty fun game to play. There's no person on the Uniracer, so all you do is control the unicycle, and you're racing it around like through loops, trying to do jumps and tricks and make it go faster by doing the tricks and beat the other racer that is racing you.
Okay. I love pets a lot of time, and so I got another Nintendo 3DS, and it's Pets Countryside. And I love playing with those. You can train them, pet them, wash them, feed them, take care of them. So it's kind of like your own little, what would you call that, what that we grew up with? Emoji? Not emoji.
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi. So it's kind of like that, only for the 3DS.
All right, and then my last Super Nintendo game I got, which I was really hoping to find a lot more since I had more on my list, and they were like some cheaper games, but I think they were kind of uncommon cheaper games, which is why I couldn't find them. But this was not kind of in the cheaper game. It was kind of it was like $20, but you know, not bad, and it was fair price. I don't know why I got rid of this one before, because I do enjoy the series, even though I pretty much suck at the game. And that's Q*bert 3. I'm not great at Q*bert. I usually get caught by the dang snakes, or I can't figure out the controls, like which way I'm going, so I'll hop off the platform by accident. I have gotten better since I have been playing a little bit more of it on like the NES version, but I figured, hey, I'll grab it again, give this one another chance. I'm pretty sure I'll end up keeping it this time.
I have got a lot of DSs this time around, and this one I have the first two. It's Touchmaster, and I finally found the third.
Which is funny because it's like such a common game, and we had like a hard time finding this game over the years, and we found this at one booth. One booth out of the entire hall had this $5 game. It's so funny. It's like sometimes even the more common games can be hard to find. All right, so now I'll move on to a Genesis game. It's another Tom and Jerry game I got complete in box. It's Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics. And if anybody can tell me, is this game the same on Super Nintendo, or is the Super Nintendo game completely different? I just want to know because if it is different, I would like to get the Super Nintendo one as well, or is the Super Nintendo one like the NES one? If that's true, then I'll stick with the NES one. But complete in box, clamshell copy. Also, this game was also released in the cardboard box format as well, but I definitely prefer, if it was released as both, I definitely prefer to have the clamshell version because those hold up a whole lot better than a cardboard box version.
I love a lot my puzzle challenges a lot for the Nintendo DS, and I picked up Safecracker.
Which is also on the Wii if you're looking for it for that as well. Okay, so I'm going to skip my N64 game for now because that's one I'm going to hold out for the end because it was the most expensive game we ended up getting. And I'll move on to some DS games myself. So I bought Meteos Disney Magic, which is a puzzle game. Once again, it looks like the blocks are dropping and you match them up to make them disappear. And you get to see different Disney characters and backgrounds in each level. I like Disney, so I figured what the heck, I'll pick it up. It looks like a fun game to play.
I love doing Nintendo dogs, and this one I was really interested in trying it. It's Dalmatian and Friends. It's a limited edition, so I can't wait to give that a try. But like I said before, you can brush them, pet them, feed them, care for them, train them, and watch them grow up from a puppy to a dog. So.
All right, another Disney game for the DS. They actually had this, I remember when they showed this off in a Double Jump vlog quite a while ago, and then I went to buy it online and it was gone. Go figure. I mean, that would happen, I guess. Not an expensive game, probably like $5 or so. Disney Friends. You interact with a bunch of different Disney characters in here. I don't know much more besides that, but once again, Disney, I love it. I'm sure it'll be fun.
I love the Sims game, Kingdom and Games. So I found Sims Animals for the Nintendo DS, and I thought that would be pretty fun.
Here, you can show off that one too, I guess. But save it.
Okay.
All right, next I'll move on to the Wii. Oh, that one is yours too. Next, like I said, Wii, and I love fishing games. I guess not the old ones because of the fact it doesn't feel like you're fishing like so NES games. But the ones on the Dreamcast, I do have the rod, so I do enjoy that. And I think I'll definitely enjoy this too because I'm sure with like it looks like on the Wii, like you cast it like you're with the remote. So I bought Fishing Master. And there's a couple of other different Fishing Master games as well on the Wii, so I'm going to be have my eye out for that as well.
And then continuing with the Wii, we got Harvest Moon, Tree of Tranquility for the Wii. And I like my Harvest Moon, so I'm very interested in trying this, and hopefully I'm going to be happy to see it. So, oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there's one more game I got for the Wii. It's like a Zapper type game, which I love the NES Zapper games. I love the light gun games on PlayStation and PlayStation 2. This looks like it would be a lot of fun to play, and that is Jurassic the Hunted. I've seen this actually before at game stores in our area, but I did not pick it up because it was missing a manual. I liked, if I can, for disc-based games or like DS, 3DS, Switch games. I know Switch games don't really have manuals, but I like to try to get them complete instead of going online to look for the manuals. But yeah, it looks like you're just hunting dinosaurs in this game, so think of like some type of Jurassic Park game, which I wish the Jurassic Park games were instead of like platforming games. I was terrible at those. and just got rid of those. But this one definitely a
We got
keeper.
the gun for it, right?
Oh yeah, the gun is just the Wii remote. There is like a little zapper kind of like accessory you can get to put the Wii remote in, put the nunchuck on the back and use it like that, but you don't really, that's not necessary.
Oh, okay.
You can hold the remote and the nunchuck in one hand and kind of just aim it like this and do that if you want to. It's basically the same thing.
We picked up a PlayStation 2. It's a Disney game. Kim Impossible. What the Switch? And I love watching Kim Impossible on Disney, so I'm excited to play Kim Impossible.
And the thing is about this game is this was recommended by Metal Jesus Rocks in one of his like PlayStation 2 videos quite a while ago. We've had this on our list for a few years now. Never could find it at game stores around here. And this is not like an expensive game. It's like $15 to $20 is this game. I think I found it last year at the Midwest Gaming Classic, but I had no manual. We came across it pretty early in the day on Saturday. Once again, no manual. And then late in the day, we finally found this copy, and it had a manual. And then literally 2 booths later, we found it again with the manual. But it's like, hey, we got it now. We're good to go. So yeah, those are like the last 2 Kim Possible games we needed. So we've got them all. Good to go. All right, I'm going to move on now to PlayStation 3. I ended up getting Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, which you really don't need this game now if you have a Sega Genesis Classic, which I do, but I figured I haven't even opened my Sega Genesis Classic. I kind of got it just as a collectible thing. So if you like playing like old Sega games, definitely you can get this. You can get this on, I think you can get this on Xbox 360 as well. There's been other Genesis collections lists. There's been other Genesis collections games released on the Switch as well. Probably also Xbox One and PS4 if you want to get that. But 4 examples on the back: Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Altered Beast, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage 2, and there's over 40 different classic Sega Genesis games on here. If you want to, if you love the Sega Genesis, pick this up.
Another Kim Impossible. Kim Communicator?
It's Communicator. So that's the last one. Well, the other one was the last one we got. We got this one a little bit earlier in the day. Okay. And I really like collecting sports collectible games too, especially if there's something about the game that makes it a little bit more special. So take, for instance, like the Madden 2005 game. I think there's some bonus features on there. The 2007, I think one had some bonus features. There's the 2009 one that comes with like a bonus disc as well. Not like the special editions that say just have like roster updates or jersey updates. To me, that's just like, you could have added that. You didn't need to re-release the game. You could have just added that in the next year, especially, you know, with the rosters and the jerseys or whatever. But with like this one, I think there's definitely some more special stuff in here. And this is the Tiger Woods Masters Collector's Edition, the 2013 edition of the game. So yeah, there's like, right on the back here, I can already see. You can relive Tiger Woods' most memorable accomplishments as he rises from child prodigy to number 1 in the world.
There you go.
So yeah, I mean, that's already some like cool stuff in there. There's 20 additional courses on here as well. So yeah, glad to pick that up.
And I'm gonna say he's probably gonna be playing the Tiger Woods one.
Yeah,
because he loves the Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
I picked up Pets Dog Talent Show for the 3DS, or for the DS, excuse me. And so I love my pets, and I'm excited to try this one. I think it looks pretty cool.
Can I just see that for a second?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This one comes with the cards.
This one says it comes with collectible cards, which was only available at Walmart. There's no cards in here. There's also no manual, so that stunk when we picked that up. We didn't realize that.
Well, they had it taped on the side, so you couldn't really open it.
Yeah,
to see if it had a manual.
And the guy said if it didn't come with the manual, we could bring it back. It was a $5 game. I wasn't going to return a $5 game for no manual, so we'll just end up looking for a manual on eBay. Even though I said I don't like doing that, but for that, it's like a $5 game. You can find it pretty easily.
How expensive is a manual for a $5 game?
Not expensive. All right, so this next one is another collectible sports game. It's Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2012. I didn't even realize that they had the collectible version for this because this is actually one of my favorite golf games.
Yeah.
And it has the Masters course plus 19 additional courses in here as well. It's got a nice slip cover on it, which makes it definitely really cool. Also, if it definitely didn't have the slip cover, I wouldn't have gotten it. The 2013 one does not come with a slip cover. I've looked that one up on eBay, so I know there's no slip cover with that one for a complete copy. So, yeah, definitely happy to get this. Like I said, I didn't even realize it because I looked up before we went to the convention, like some collectible sports games, like what ones are out there for football, baseball, basketball, hockey, like the games I like to play, and which ones do I like to get. And if I'd known that this one was already out there, I would have added it to my list. Well, don't have to add it now. I've got it.
Got another pets. It's puppies and kittens. So you get to be a puppy or a kitten, and you get to take care of them. So it's all exciting.
Okay, now I'm going to move on to PS1 games. This first game, I believe, was recommended by John Hancock in a recent video talking about some like older games for like, I think it was PS1 to go back to, or if it was just older games to go back to. And it's called Mass Destruction. Like you go around in a tank and you just destroy stuff. I mean, that's literally the game. It's all it is. It looks like it was a lot of fun in the video, so that's why I ended up picking it up.
Looks fun on the back. I saw this in Second Chance. It's a local store we have here, and the Harvest Moon that I saw didn't have the manual, so I was very glad to pick this one up at the Midwest Gaming. It's Harvest Moon Sunshine Islands, and so I'm glad we've been looking for this, and I found finally one with a manual on it.
Okay, next PS1 game I got. Once again, a Disney game, and looking for this for quite a while.
And it's a good movie too.
And that is Lilo and Stitch. So I don't have much to say about the game. It looks like on the back it might be like a platforming type game. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun to play.
And the movie's pretty good. I like watching the movie. I was surprised to see this one. It's Puzzle Harvest Moon, and it looks like it's a puzzle game on the back, and so it looks like you have to match the crops to so you can get the level. So I'm excited to try.
Okay, I'm going to show these two off at the same time because these are like the same franchise. So the Rampage game. So you got Rampage World Tour and Rampage 2 Universal Tour. So in the Rampage games, you're like big monsters. You go around, climb buildings, knock them down for each level. It can get a little repetitive and boring, I would say, if you tried to play the whole game at once. So if you want to, maybe split it up, play 10 levels at a time or so, that'd probably be a lot more fun. If anybody remembers playing the Rampage on the NES, there was no save feature in the game. So if you wanted to beat it, you literally had to leave your system on. I didn't keep that version of the game because I never would do that nowadays. And it just got long and boring and tedious, where these at least you can save on your memory card. And these are, I would say, probably better than playing the original NES games. Not saying the NES game was bad, just saying that it stunk that you didn't even have like a passcode that you could enter at all. I mean, obviously you probably couldn't save on an NES game. For most of them you couldn't, but a passcode would have been nice for that one.
I'm excited to try this one. It's another Nintendo DS. It's Farmtopia. And you try to take care of your own farm, and you produce, you sell your produce or whatever you get off your farm in a market, and you can upgrade your farm to make more produce and stuff. So I'm excited to try it.
All right, next up, this one I've been looking for a long time as well, and finally found this at the Midwest Gaming Classic. And this is Bubble Bobble, also featuring Rainbow Islands. So this is for the PlayStation, and it looks like it has the Bubble Bobble game plus the Rainbow Islands game. So you got 2 games in one in this. So that's pretty cool for me to add. I'm not great at Bubble Bobble, but it looks like it's got, like I said, the Rainbow Island platforming game in here, so I'm pretty sure I'll definitely enjoy that.
I got Harvest Moon Light of Hope. It's a special edition, and I've been playing it, and it's really fun. So I have it upstairs right now.
I haven't even played any of these games yet that I'm even showing off, so yay. Alright, next one. This is a kart racing game. Not Mario, not Crash. This is a totally different one. So this is Speed Punks. I would kind of consider this probably a hidden gem if you like playing kart racing games. It looks like it's definitely a lot of fun to play. But it features a bunch of different, I guess you would say, punk kids. They would be the racers in this game. That's why they call it Speed Punks. But it definitely looks like it's a lot of fun to play.
This last one is the most expensive game I bought at the Midwest Gaming. It's Harvest Moon One World. And it's quite interesting. It took me a while to figure out how to save it last night, so... But it's pretty good still, so I like it. And then that's it for me. So
no, there's one more.
One
more you can show off. Yeah, I've got quite a few here to go, so I'll try to go quickly. One last PS1 game. This is Aladdin in Nasira's Revenge.
It's Jafar's twin sister.
Oh, okay. Now I know who that is.
And she's out to revenge her brother.
Oh, that makes sense now, because I had no idea who... Oh, you read that? No wonder. Kathleen knows more than me. I just bought the dang game, because it's a Disney game, of course, and this is not one that's easy to find. Probably $35 to $40 for this game.
So she's out for revenge. Again, to revenge on her brother. If you saw the original Aladdin, the movie, you saw how Jafar turns into the genie. Like a form of a genie. Then I didn't realize he had a twin sister.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some PlayStation 2 games here. There's 4, I would say, pretty good ones here. This was the last Time Splitters game that I needed, and this is Time Splitters Future Perfect. So it's the 3rd one in the series, so really happy to get that one. From Pixel Perfect Games, which is actually in Middleville, just probably about an hour north of us, I would say.
Yeah.
They were there again this year.
Surprise.
And I ended up getting a game from there. And I got Metal Slug Anthology, so really happy to get this. I've been looking for it for a while. I've been specifically the PS2 version. I've probably seen the Wii version. But it has Metal Slug 2, Metal Slug X, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on here. And Metal Slug is a game where you just go through, you're shooting everything you see. It's a really frantic game, lots of fun to play.
And I was surprised they didn't have any DSs in that booth.
Yeah.
Usually they have, at the store, they have a good selection of 3DSs and DSs, and I was surprised I didn't see any. So.
Alright, and then these next 2 PS2 games I actually bought at the same booth. I got Space Channel 5 Special Edition. This is a 2-disc game. This is like a rhythm kind of game where you have to match up like the dance moves that are going on. I had it for Dreamcast and was absolutely terrible at it. So I figured I'll try the PS2 version, see if I'm any better at it. And then the last PS2 game was the most expensive one we got. Is Ape Escape 2, so sequel to Ape Escape on PlayStation 1. We have 1 and 3. I'm not getting the Pumpkin Prime because that's like a mini collection of mini games, and it just doesn't interest me as much. But I like the platforming one, so got Ape Escape 2. All right, so 3 Dreamcast games will show off. There was a guy actually who was selling like his entire Dreamcast collection. I don't know if he had a complete set or not because by the time we got up there, it was probably after lunch, so it was partway through the day.
Well, also on Saturdays, everybody's cramming into the tables. I mean, you have to be shoulder to shoulder with people, and so Michael stands taller than I do. He looks for me, and I peek my head around the corner when I can get an opening.
But yeah, so the guy was selling like his entire Dreamcast collection. I did get one game from him, and that was Virtual Athlete 2000. This is, not an expensive game, about a $10 game. Kind of looks like an Olympic-style games, and I like playing those, so I figured I'd enjoy that. Then, probably from just a couple booths over, I ended up picking up Wacky Races. No, not for $5 like it says on there. This is like a $40 game.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's a racing game. Looks like it's a lot of fun. It's definitely, not like Wacky Races and NES, which is more of a platforming game, which can probably confuse people if they were to buy that one. And then from the same booth, we got Lilo and Stitch. I ended up getting Surf Rocket Racers, which I was definitely looking for this too because it basically looks like a wave racing game. I really enjoy those type of games, so I picked this one up. I'm really happy to get that. I was hoping to go back to the one guy and get Bomberman Online the next day, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I kind of figured that would happen.
I kind of figured it would happen too. I was hoping to get money bag plushie from Animal Crossing, and that was gone the next day. So.
All right, so last GameCube game I got, well, the only one I got, that Kathleen got the other one.
Yeah.
I got another Tom and Jerry game. And this is War of the Whiskers. I almost said War in the Whiskers. War of the Whiskers, which is like a fighting Tom and Jerry game. It looks like it's a lot of fun to play, so can't wait to try that. Yeah, they beat each other up. All right.
For fun on TV.
Yeah. One original Xbox game I got. This is really hard. I'm going to say this is really hard to find by itself.
And shiny.
Usually you see the combo pack of this game. You don't see them. You don't usually find them by themselves. And this is Jet Set Radio Future. Usually see this combined with Sega GT 2002. The Sega GT game you can find more commonly by itself, but this one is a lot more uncommon to find by itself. So I was really happy to get that. I think this was like, of course, I wasn't looking for it again after I got it. But I only saw it at the one booth. So who knows if there was more that was available throughout the convention. I don't know, and practically once I got it, I didn't care because I'm just glad I had that. And then the last item that I actually bought at the end of the day with the last of the money we had was a more rare, hard to find Nintendo 64 game. Kind of like Banjo-Kazooie, I would say, from what I've heard. So that really interests me. And this is Rocket Robot on Wheels. So that was the most expensive game that we ended up picking up at the convention. All right, there's one more item we're going to show. This is the oddest and weirdest pickup we got at the convention, which we saw
on Sunday. We did not see Saturday.
We did not see it on Saturday. We saw it on Sunday. Well, it wasn't displayed
in the front.
In the front, it was kind of, you had to look at, like behind the table to see what did they have, and it was just sitting there. It was $10. It's what it should go for. I was actually only looking to get the game and like the peripheral by itself. I didn't think we were going to get the cardboard box with it.
Yeah.
But hey, it comes with it.
Sitting mama.
Yeah. It's not in the most perfect condition, obviously, if you look at the top.
The box is a little chewed up.
There's a rip there. But you know what? it's okay because I really thought I was only going to be able to find the baby and the game by itself. But hey, got the whole thing together.
Yeah.
So that, that makes it even
So
funnier.
you got the game and the baby.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to buy the game by itself because you need the baby to
play the game.
play the game. And so I thought this was going to be the last, mama game we were going to get because Kathleen's got like all the Cooking Mamas minus Cooking Mama 5, and there's like Gardening Mama 2 we don't have, which both of them are probably around $50.
Yeah.
Hard to find games. We did see the Cooking Mama 5 but passed up on the first day because it was the first booth we went to. We thought maybe we could find it later on and we didn't. Anyways, yeah, that's the most oddest and weirdest pickup we got from the convention.
So if you haven't played Babysit Mama, you have to feed the baby, take care of the baby. The Wii remote goes in the back of the baby, and you have to hook up the nunchuck to that.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be displaying that here in the game room. The game is behind it. I'm going to take the game out and put it on the shelf at least because I've done that with, like, other games I have, like, that are in the boxes.
Now you can see it.
Yeah, see the game's right there. and it is, fully complete as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'll make sure I put that on the shelf. So.
And it's funny because the box actually looks like a cradle.
Yeah. So, yeah, that does it for the 2023 Midwest Gaming Classic. Thanks for tuning in and watching us, talk about the Gaming Classic and also talk about our pickups. I wanted to film at the convention, but filming and then looking for games at the same time, I don't do very well, so that's why I don't have any footage of the vendor hall. I do have pictures posted on my social media on Twitter. Just search for my name, Michael Loudon, on Twitter and Instagram if you really want to take a look at some of the photos that we have on there. Had a great time. We can't wait to go again next year. So,
hopefully you find some more good stuff.
So like, comment, subscribe on the video. Drop a thumbs up on it as well. And we'll talk to you later.
Bye.